We also now need to integrate our 10 brain hemispheres into our day-to-day functioning to see what are our strengths and what are our weaknesses. So once you understand what are the strengths and then what are the weaknesses, it is very easy to master our life and to know exactly what are our pain points, where is it that we're getting stuck, and how we need to overcome this. So diagnosis is a very important part of our life.
The most crucial turning point analysis that we can do is understanding your 10 fingers, because each finger, as we have already discussed, is connected to one hemisphere of our brain. So looking at the ranking, looking at what is your strength, what is your weakness, every score which is above 10 in the hemispheres is considered a strength. Then you need to first look at your score, play with the scores, arrange it in a hierarchy. Every score above 10 can be put in one list, between 10 and 8 in one section, and any score below 8 could be put in another section. So you need to understand what is your strength, what are you good at. Don't worry about what you don't have, because you can always work on it. But what you have is your natural style. So to get successful, it is very easy to work on your strength. The weakness can be strengthened in order to support the already exist strength. So if you look at the L1, that is your left thumb, which talks about people skills, or your right prefrontal lobe. So you need to understand that, do you have a potential for being nice with people, communicating, being a good leader, or are you a person who would rather not give importance to people? So this left thumb indicates our people skills. So looking at your score, you need to analyze what is your innate capacity, see if it makes sense, because there are a lot of people who, when the L1 is of a higher ridge count, they tend to depend on other people more. And this could be the reason why they are having a problem. So if you find that people are a problem but you are dependent on them, then you need to now start not reorganizing and not giving importance to people, but start selecting those few people who you can trust and give importance to those people. The second, L2, talks about your imagination and confidence. So people with high imagination and confidence excel in life. Sometimes they may also seem to be overconfident because they will not listen to another person because of their supreme confidence. Now, people who are low in confidence are people who have a problem accepting themselves. So they will always question themselves, can I do it? Will I be able to do it? So they always have a little negative mindset. So these kind of people work very hard to compensate. So they try to show their confidence though they are not. So what is an inside story is different to that of the outside story that we can see. So if you are a person with low confidence, the easiest technique to increase your confidence would be to increase your achievement. With more achievement comes confidence. So you need to increase your experience. Make trial and error. Fail, it's okay, but every failure is an experience for you in order to improve your imagination and your confidence. The third is the left middle finger, which talks about your kinesthetic skills. These are people who need to physically express with their body. But if they're doing a job which is not physically expressive, they tend to become unhappy with their job. So try to keep your job, your career, your pastime in tune with your strengths. So people with a lower L3 would be people who are laid back, who would always sit. Now, if they are at a job or they have to do things which are more proactive, they find themselves to be a failure. So you have to understand that whatever you do should be in sync to your capabilities. You cannot try to do things which you cannot do. When we look at the L4, it talks about the auditory sensitivity. So these are people who are very, very sensitive to how people speak, the tone of the voice. So people with this high L4 are people who would judge people very fast because they don't listen to a person, they only listen to the tone of the voice. While listening to the tone of the voice, they're able to evaluate how the other person thinks, feels, whatever. So this sensitivity is good because it will give you your ability to evaluate another person, your musical skills, your auditory capabilities will be very sharp, very fine-tuned to the world around you. But sometimes this could also be a challenge because you would become oversensitive to people's tones and you would react even before the other person has spoken anything. And people with a low L4 are people who don't bother about how the other person is talking, the tone, and they are only bothered about how they go about their own task. So whether it's a strength or a weakness depends upon your environment that you are in. If you look at the L5, it talks about your visual sensitivity. So people with a high L5 are people who are driven from inside to achieve the vision, their dream. People who want a high lifestyle, people who want luxury, people who want class, people who want to reach some place. This is because their inner drive to achieve that happens because of their L5. But if people have a low L5, it means that they are not triggered by a vision within them, but they are triggered to achieve a dream or a goal by other people. Or some people are just laid back and happy, very simple. They don't want a great lifestyle. Maybe they will be focused more on other aspects, but not on the vision of what they want or where they want to go. So again, you have to analyze yourself properly to understand what is the strength or what is the higher ridge count, where is it and where is it lower. So then you will be able to understand it. See, you don't need to accept this blindly, but you need to compare it to your own thoughts. Am I a people's person? What is this report telling me? Am I a person who is confident, and is my low confidence attributed to my L2, or is it that situations in life have made me have low confidence? But then if you understand, only when you have something low or high in your fingerprints, that is how you look at life even when you are a child. So it's not something that you have learned, but it is something that is inborn. This you can come to an understanding later on in life, but first now just have an awareness about who you are. After you finish the left hand, we can now move to the right hand. If you look at the right thumb, a high ridge count on R1 means you are a person who is very clear with your views. You are a manager, you are a planner. And so these kind of people will not listen to anyone else. And they will be considered to be very headstrong, whether they are not. So these are people with management skills. So these are people who will not listen to others because they are very clear in their mind about what they want to do. And people with a low ridge count on the R1 would mean that people are not good at planning and managing, and hence may be dependent on others all their life and always feel victimized. When we look at the R2, which is the right index finger, it talks about your logical analysis and your speech. So whether it is high or low is very important in your day-to-day functioning. People with a good logical analysis are able to find all the answers, and they are either quiet, or when they have a doubt, they would always ask for clarification. But if you see people with a low R2, these are people who don't have a logical analysis or are low on it, and hence they will always be asking silly questions, very obvious questions, and that answer is because their ears want to hear information. So when they are in doubt, they will ask a question which may sound very ordinary, simple, stupid, foolish, but the answer they get would trigger off their brain. So to trigger their logical analysis, the brain automatically, because all this is an unconscious process, it's not something that you do knowingly. So in order for the analysis to be triggered, these people will speak things out in order to trigger the input, to increase input to the brain in order to understand better. So between husband and wife, miscommunications always happen because maybe one of them have a low logical analysis. So apparent, simple, obvious questions would be uttered by the husband, and the wife would think, oh, my husband doesn't have brains. Now, it's not that he doesn't have brains, it is just that he's getting clarity unconsciously by his brain through his mouth. So the logical analysis and speech, the R2, is very important. And if it is low, then you need to know how to ask questions, when to talk, when not to talk. Because there are a lot of people who are low on R2 will stop asking questions, will always keep quiet. But when you have to increase your analysis, you need to increase your doubts. If you don't ask, how will people tell you? So you have to know how to use each of your strengths in order to master your life. Looking at R3, this is also a very important finger or a part of your brain, which talks about your finger dexterity in one and your action sequencing, how to implement a particular task. So people with an R3 high are people who know just how to implement things beautifully. So if your R3 is high and your R2 is low, it's okay, because though you don't have an analysis, you know exactly how to go about doing things and you would master a particular action. So R3 and R2 are two very important factors. Of course, each and every area of the brain is important, but we always tend to compensate our strength with the weakness and somehow manage to live our lives. So using them smartly is also a technique. Looking at R4, the right ring finger is your auditory memory. So all the people most of the people who get high marks in schools or in education is only because they've listened to the class or listened to their friends teaching them or listening to the tutor teaching them, which has given them the auditory inputs, and they are able to memorize it automatically and it is stored in their black box. And so in the exam they don't need to study too much because they can reproduce verbatim whatever has been told to them. Now this auditory memory can also be a weakness, because when people cannot forget the words that others have spoken about them. So, if you hear something negative about yourself, that would reel in your mind throughout and you'll be unable to forget it. So you need to understand, what are you allowing into your brain? Useful stuff or useless stuff? Because people with a high auditory memory, if they take in useless stuff, they will tend to hit themselves with their own capabilities and invariably land up with psychological disorders. So they need to be very, very selective about what they listen to, what environment they are in. Because an auditory person would pick up every sound that comes, and those sound can be disempowering also. So being in the right environment is very important for the person with the high temporal lobe. R5 is the right little finger, which talks about the occipital lobe or the visual memory. So a person who has high visual memory is able to read. Observation capabilities are very high. So they can just pick up any book and study, even though they have not attended classes. But those with the temporal lobe problem will need input from the ears first, then only can they pick up the book and read it. So if your child is, or if you are temporal lobe dominant, then you will not be able to read a book unless and until you get the synopsis of what you're going to read in the book ahead of time. So when your ears are triggered, then only your eyes can start focusing on what it has to read. So understanding the connections of all your different parts of your brain hemispheres and how you use it is an art. If you know how to master your brain, you are a success. And weaknesses can be structured to become strength. So you just need to know how to mix the ingredients that you have in order to make a good recipe. But the recipe is in your hands, it is your desire, and looking at your lifestyle, looking at your environment, you need to create yourself, to project yourself, to elevate yourself to a different level.